Hello everyone, in this video I'm going to show you the cool new analog mixer that I got from Mackie and what I've had to do to accommodate this mixer, which I can only say it looked smaller in the pictures. I wanted a mixer that I can plug all of my synthesizers into and has send effects so that I can route synthesizers to certain effect pedals and so forth. I looked online at the Do mixers and they were rather expensive. I wanted to get something meeting a certain budget. And I found in a thrift shop, advertised online, a Mackie Onyx mixer, which has been discontinued. So it's at least 10 years since they've produced these. And it was still brand new in the box, in the plastic. And of course I took it home here, tested it, and it's like it came from a time capsule. It's really brand new. So I'm going to show you the studio where I've put this mixer, what I use it for, and how I've had to kind of rearrange things to make it work. So it was a great opportunity for me to kind of do a reset of where everything is in the studio and try to make it useful for my workflow and so forth. So that's what's here. So let's get on with it. So this is the view of the studio as I'm walking in, and on the right you can see the new giant mixer. Of course, I didn't have much choice but to put it in the Jaspers, which meant I had to get 60 centimeter arms, 4 of them, to put it in, and there's the box. So I mean, I could fit a body in there probably. It is much bigger than I thought. It's the Onyx 24.4 premium 24 channel live sound console, which I got for 699 Singapore dollars. Like I said, it looked like it came out of a time capsule. It was in the plastic, no discoloration, no signs of use, and it sounds perfect. The studio, it was a chance for me to move stuff around. All of the keyboards had to move to this side of the studio, which meant I needed to get a new K&M extension for the rack that I had. And so let's sit at the mixer. You can see it's a lot of channels. At the bottom I've got tape to show which synths are at which channels. Right now I'm playing the Sub 37 for bass and the Prophet Rev 2. And I've got EQ on every channel, which is kind of cool because I can kind of just already start to adjust my sound, refine it with the EQ before it goes in, which is nice. Then I've got 6 mono synths, right? So I've got stereo delay pedals and stereo reverb pedals where the returns go into these stereo channels. So that's delay. The main delay pedal is my Strymon timeline that you can hear here mixed into the sound. I like using external effects pedals because you can get unique sounds that are unlike the many presets that we see in software. And I like mixing it in as a send, just in an analog desk. It's got a good feel to it. So here we're adding in some reverb. And the reverb pedal that we hear now is also Strymon. It's the Night Sky, which is a very funky one. I tend to have a couple of presets that I use as starting points. And then I've got several other pedals that I can select from that you see there on the right. There you see the Night Verb and the Vermona Lancet Retroverb, but we're not using those today. So this mixer's got 4 groups that have separate outs and then a main mix, so that they route separately into my patch bay, which is the flock patch, and then I have a channel strip that runs through, which means I can run different synths through different analog gear before it goes in the box. So the sub 37, for example, I don't want it to run through any of the effects, right? I don't want reverb and delay on my bass line. And I might want to run it through a compressor or add some saturation on the way in, right? So it means I can have multiple things playing live and going through different analog gear to really get the mix right live. And that's more fun than I've had in a while, and that was the whole point of doing this. Ouch, sorry. So I really like that kind of synth station back there with the keys, and yeah, I mean, it's big, but I managed to find the space for it so that I was literally afraid I would not be able to have a good place for it. I also like this area here where I've put the Prophet 5, and I've got the multi-clock, which sends clock to pretty much all of the synths that have sequencers, because I can set the timing a bit forward or backwards so that everything is really tightly in sync. And that's also working awesome now, so that's super. It means all of the synths without keys are there on the right with pedals and lots of options. I've got the little guitar amps and pedals down there, as well as my bigger guitar amp there. That's a Marshall, which is sounding great, a bit loud there. The guitars, they're in a happy space. I've got that big light there so I can make these videos. So console 1 and fader 1 are in a better place there in the middle, and I recently got this sequencer. Ooh, and turning it on seems to have killed the MIDI. That was not intended. So that's the next thing, is to use this sequencer. I hope that I have not angered the Buddhas. Although I don't think Buddhas get angry, do they? That's the whole point. But on that note, I think we're going to end this video. That's all I wanted to share, was this kind of studio update, and look how big it is. But it is pretty cool. Overall, very satisfied. So take care, everyone.